The 2nd of November. Room on Fresno Street. Guess they're still busily investigating in here then. But Gina's nowhere to be seen. Where is she? Guess it has been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Now she's out investigating on her own? Practicing what her boss taught her? Well, I expect she'll be back before too long, shall we? Actually... something different about this room since the last time we were here, isn't there? We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly. Okay. Examine the box. The box! This little trunk wasn't here before, was it? Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. There are some initials on the outside. Look. TG. Let's ask one of the policemen if they know how it came to be here. Oi! What do you think you're doing? That's my trunk, that is! Hands off! Gina? Where were you hiding? I don't know. You leaving something unattended for a few seconds? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got his gritty eyes on it. Just a wild guess, Gina, but... What? Spit it out, Uno! Is it fair to say that you've only owned that trunk since this morning's trial? What? What are you trying to say? Come on, this trunk's goes with me everywhere. Always has. Where you been the last year? Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly. Okay. Go ahead and present this once again. You know this armband is to show that you're a defense lawyer in Japan. I told you that? Yeah, defense lawyers. What's letting you law on anyway, huh? Trying to help criminals get off the hook? Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper. Hurley will leave that, which is why I offered to advocate for him. Yeah, what if you're wrong? What if it really is the Reaper? Turns out he did it. Well, how you gonna feel then, huh? I have to believe in my client. That's all I could do. Okay. Let's converse. I haven't seen you for a little while, have we, Gina? Of course not! I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating and that. Lads of the yard are trying to trace the boss's movement the day before it happened. The day before? That'll be an undercover investigation of the Red Head League. Then... the boss didn't go, did he? Found some code what was pretending to be him? Didn't you know? Yes, it was Mr. Beagle who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day, goes against Grayson. Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I got me own ways of getting results. When me and my partner get together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, little Toby, he's such a faithful friend. So, have you tracked anything down then? What do you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't tell you though. Police business, isn't it? Anyway, the point is, if you lot ever need any help, you know who to turn to, right? Me and the hellhound here. Right. So you look so hellish. Honest. The hellhound. Gina, about your hellhound there. Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's a part of the force, he is? In Japanese, police dog means something quite different. Not altogether nice. Those involved in crime. And here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems. For a canine, at least. Should be, after all. In the Great Exposition case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Trevor's workshop. Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what the super dog could do, eh? You have something the Chief Inspector could catch the scent of? Wonder. We probably do. That, or... maybe?
Take that!
Well, Chief Inspector Toby, you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. Look how cute it is! Chief Inspector said woof to that, Uno! Yes, I heard. I think perhaps that particular item didn't excite him very much. You got nothing else? I'll have to think. Alright, what about your boss? Should have heard them talking at the yard now. Be ashamed of themselves. Saying that it was the boss who killed all them bulges. But you mean the whole Reaper thing? Yeah. Apparently the boss was investigating stuff that no one else in the yard knew nothing about. So to deal with all them criminals what got scot-free? Yes, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zeeks used bribery and corruption to evade conviction. Well then obviously it was the bloomin' Reaper giving the orders, wasn't it? But why would people be suspecting Inspector Grayson of being involved in the killings? There's a notebook hidden in his office. Oh no, this doesn't sound good. It had details about all the crimes that have been pegged at the Reaper's work. What? No! Did you see it, Gina? You see that notebook? They want it flippin' let me. Cause I'm just an apprentice, apparently. It was me who found it, and he was my boss. That's right. I was pretty nipped about it, too. I sneaked a peek at what it said anyway. Oh? That's our Gina. What did it say? So, you managed to see what was written in Grayson's secret notebook anyway, did you? The way I say it, it's my right to read what he wrote. What had he written, Gina? Dates, times, places, names. A little list of them. How decent was the bulges are supposed to have been done in by the Reaper? But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps it was a record of the inspectors investigation into the Reaper's activities? Exactly! That's what I said! It's the right thing you're thinking, right? As it happens, it was full of names I recognize anyway. The Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known as leaders of London's criminal underworld. Well, yeah, but there was one name right at the end that was a bit odd. At the end of the list, you mean? Pretty sure the date against it was 31st October. Oh, the day before the inspector was found dead. So, what was the odd name? Wasn't like a name I ever seen before. It was something like... Nah, it's no good. I can't remember it. I don't think it was an English name, put that way. Oh dear. What a pity. But something else, too. I don't know what matters, but the same name kept coming up over and over. Shin, it was. I suppose it means, anything, though. Did you say chin? What? It does mean something. Lord Van Zeke's knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. Now we find out her name appeared in Grayson's secret notebook? Alright, so clearly we need the Hellhound to sniff something. I don't know what. So what do we need him to sniff to get a hoot on this situation? Trying to Inspector Grayson's movements, huh? So Grayson's movements? Wouldn't this be like the thing? The sniff? Well, Chief Inspector, you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. Might be a little too keen, don't you think? The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there. Ah, look what he's gone to. Oh my, Jim clearly still has a very strong scent of Inspector Grayson. In other words, it must have belonged to him. Alright, it's a fair cop, I suppose. Nearly got away with it, too. He always talks so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose, and what it can achieve. Did not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us. Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, wasn't it? It's not, that's enough now then, Gina. Eh? It's time you told us the truth about the trunk. It won't like that. It just won't. What are you talking about? I know what's going through the little head of yours, but it ain't what happened. All right then. What did happen? Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby here have a whiff of the boss's overcoat. As soon as I done that, it went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich. To a sandwich? Not a bag of chips? Mr. Nardo! I believe Gina means the witness. Oh, I forgot about that sandwich. Yeah. It read it and hidden between them wooden boards of his, the boss's truck. You mean when they heard the sound of like the gunshot and all piled in here? Exactly! He nabbed it from the same! Goodness! Me and the Chief Inspector gave the sandwich such a good grilling. You know what he said? I thought it might fetch a good price, and the chap wouldn't be needing it anymore, so... But that's all I did, nothing more. What are you Adam and Eve the cheek of it all? Stealing the dead boss's stuff to flog? Miss Venus wasn't the only one to meddle with it. It's in the crime then. How could they? So anyway, that's what happened. It's a pretty decent trunk, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with it, eh? Well, maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should try to find the answer to that question together? I think perhaps the trunk should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you on about? I am the police! Gina, if you wouldn't mind, we maybe examine it? Yeah, alright then. You what? Well, you will. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination of the evidence. What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively towards me all of a sudden? Mr. Naruto, be careful! It must be the trunk! Oh my... Huh! Toby, oi! What are you doing? You gotta lick his face off! Mr. Naruto! Mr. Naruto! Gina, quickly! Hail a carriage! The 2nd of November, 4:57 p.m. Naruto's legal consultation. Oh, Mr. Naruto, are you alright? Miss Sasato? Ah, conscious again at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier. Most unseemly. What is or isn't seemingly is irrelevant here, Mr. Shlomes. So glad there's no lasting damage. How are you feeling? I'm fine, thank you. Did you bring me back here? What's this on my head? A bandage? No, we had no ice. That's a compress of sugar water. Sugar water? Don't worry, Miss Naruto. The first aid treatment that my father taught me. Oh, thank you. So, let us take tea when you're filling up to it. But of course, no sugar in the patient's cup. The bump on my head is throbbing sweetly enough, don't worry. Whenever you feel ready, then. What are you doing, bud? Thank you for your concern, Mr. Shlomes. My dear fellow, think nothing of it. Must say I was quite startled when I heard that you'd been attacked by a dog. For a moment, I feared the infamous murderer of many had come back from the dead. You mean the professor? Fortunately, I see your prized throat is unscathed. That stiff turned-up collar of yours obviously afforded some, well, local protection. Was I that close to death? What I really remember is the dogs licking my face over and over and over again. Well, if you wish to avoid such troubles in future, a little mustard spread on your cheeks should do the trick. I should think that would balance the sweetness of your bandage rather splendidly. Okay. What to do? Okay. Well, that was that. Move downward? I guess we just go get tea. The 2nd of November. Shlomes' Suite.
Mit dem Schwarzbiergebot brodelt wie ein Feuerberg, den Schlund es mir verbrannt. Ach, Hopfen, deine
What on earth is going on in here? Am I having a bad dream? Ah, no! It's an old German folk song. Rather a fine rendition, I think. That's the least of my concerns. Iris? Iris, what's the matter? Who's that sprawling, that relaxed gentleman over there? Iris, is she even listening? Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you whilst you're singing so merrily, but would you be kind enough to explain the situation? Well, that worked.
Der mit dem Knacker
A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices too. Oh, here the switch goes again. Ah, Mr. Slomes, do you mean? The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia, whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying so desperately to conceal, Iris. She's turned as white as a sheet. So as usual, you've instantly seen to the very heart of the matter. And by the time my own brief performance is over, feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale. So then, to Music Land, where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray, do enjoy Herlock Sholmes' latest logic and reasoning spectacular. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Man's identity. Firstly, we consider the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he is a German with no grasp of the English language. As evidenced by the dramatic song he sings and his apparently inability to understand when asked to desist. So why is the man here at all, in such apparently high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is cruelly known to you. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of those bright young eyes to unveil the particular part of this mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating rambling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirits soar, and resulted in this joyful, duety tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling the flavor itself, that I may join the fellow in his state of elation. Now to the next question. Who exactly is that gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the sentence? As it happens, a number of years ago now, a certain gentleman of German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. It required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proven problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at my office in a mask. The gentleman's name was William Gosrith Zygmunt von Ormenstein, the King of Germany. My memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to the King of Germany. It would appear that His Majesty remembers the fine services I afforded him, and has decided to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch, indeed. Wouldn't you agree, my dear fellow? So the identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed. His son is currently in London as well, enjoying the wonders of the Great Exposition. The King of Germany. Deutschland? Topic 2, Girl Silence. Which leaves us with one remaining imponderment. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. 5-pound note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I'm deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some spending money in exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. And now the final piece of the puzzle. What is the secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah, yes. We need only follow the brief, involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were attempting to abscond with that coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say, the handle of my favorite coffee cup. It appears that His high-spirited highness broke it in the midst of his hijinks. Which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany. And Iris, you try to conceal it from me. I shall have a bill sent by governmental channels to the German royal family for its replacement. To hide the coffee cup. Is this boy stupid? Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this painful puzzle. No, it doesn't! Oh, next time, everybody, we will figure out what actually happened. Until then, like, comment, subscribe. See y'all next time. Sayonara. Bye-bye.